etiquettes regarding clothing. آداب الشرب regarding drinking. آداب الأكل طعام regarding food and so on. So that is the meaning of adab. Adab al-majlis. This is a majlis. This is a majlis. This is a gathering. From julus. Julus means somebody sit down. Jalasa yajlisu. Well, majlis is the place of julus. In Arabic, you form a word like that. So ta'am, mat'am is the place where you eat the food. Tabkh, cooking. Matbakh is the place you cook. La'ib, mal'ab is the place of playing. Right? And majlis is the place where we julus, we sit down. So what is the etiquette of being in a majlis like this? Right? We will learn that inshallah. This majlis here has etiquette. Is it a majlis of كل هذا عشان حشرة لا إله إلا الله. All of this is just because of an insect. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. There is no wonder what's happening to the ummah. كان واحد أخذها فركها في يده وسكتنا وخلاص. الآن صحيح. So مجلس يعني this gathering. If it's a social gathering, it has certain etiquette. If مجلس of علم, it has different etiquette. If it's a مجلس of business, it has different etiquette. فإحنا نتكلم هنا عن المجلس العام يعني. General المجلس, there's nothing haram in it. So what is the adab? When you sit with somebody, what are the etiquettes for that? I told you before, Islam is a deen of etiquette. It does not just overlook things. No, everything has. طيب adab al-jalis, that's when you and someone sit together. There is also adab how to deal with each other. So there is adab etiquette how to be part of this, and there is adab and etiquette how to deal with the person. يعني أداب طالب العلم مثلا. أداب طالب العلم. Etiquettes of seeking the knowledge. So there is adab with the muallim. You as a student, adab with the muallim. Or there is adab with the muallim with the student. فكده في list. ويجب على المعلم أن يفعل كذا وكذا وكذا. And it is upon the teacher to do such and such and such. And upon the student to do such and such. All transactional يعني. وهو student of knowledge deal with another student of knowledge. وهو student of knowledge carry himself in front of non-student of knowledge. أيوة كتأدب مع العوام ازاي. You cannot force the lay people to respect you, but you have to respect yourself. You have to carry yourself in a certain way, so they respect you. Well, if they don't respect you, what you do? أنت طالب علم الآن. You do not react like anybody. You have to react a little bit higher than others because of what you're carrying and what you're seeking. Your adab with the kitab, with the book. There is etiquette مع الكتاب. The etiquette of the student of knowledge with the book. And if when you have a book, you do not turn the page aggressively or vigorously in front of the sheikh. كده فعش. And how you hold the book and how you turn the book. Even how you put the book in the shelf and how you take it. في etiquette. That is the student of knowledge in general. فآداب طالب القرآن مختلف عن آداب طالب الحديث. And if a person seeks the Quranic knowledge, is different from a person seeking hadith knowledge. It's different from a person seeking fiqh knowledge. مثلا في الفقه, the student can ask questions back and forth to his sheikh. But في الحديث you can do that. لأنه يروي. He's narrating, you cannot interrupt. تمام؟ في القرآن تتلقى. You have to listen. Don't come in the middle and say, oh, but the other sheikh recited it like this. While he's reciting it. فيعني إيه etiquette. I understand now the word etiquette. Etiquette يعني the best behavior that you need to have while you are in that position. في أدب. أدب in everything, even private, intimate things. في أدب أيضا الإنسان يتبعها. فالأول الحديث 825 عن ابن عمر رضي الله عنهما قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يقيمن أحدكم رجلا من مجلسه ثم يجلس فيه ولكن توسعوا وتفسحوا. وكان ابن عمر إذا قام له رجل من مجلسه لم يجلس فيه. We'll come to it إن شاء الله. أنا نشرح يعني. عبد الله بن عمر رضي الله عنهما he said that Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم told us, he said, no one of you should move someone from the majlis to sit in his place. And pay attention to the statements. يعني. Do not move someone just to sit in his place. But توسعوا وتفسحوا. Do not come and move Brother Zabidi, Brother Amjad to sit in their place. But they تفسح. يعني they will make space for me. They don't make space for me, I find a space. Okay? تفسحوا وتوسعوا. You find a space. And أيضا في القرآن told us إذا قيل لكم تفسحوا في المجالس فافسحوا. تقومش واحد. بس قول له وسع شوي. يعني don't put. But وإذا قيل انشزوا فانشزوا. But that will appear contradiction now. And if you are told to move from this place, you move from this place. So we'll come to that part in a minute. يعني في conditions, في priorities, who's telling you, when they are telling you, فيها كلام يعني. That's things. حكم الله. وعبد الله بن عمر, if somebody stood for him, leaving him a space, he would not sit in it. He feels it's favoring him يعني. And that's what many people do. They see the sheikh, they tell him, come. You came in early in the salah. فيور place in the الصف الأول. طب the sheikh came late, ولا older person came late. Don't leave your spot. Why are you leaving the spot for him? Don't leave your spot. لا إثارة في القربات. And when you are closer to Allah, you do not favor anybody with your position with Allah Azza wa Jal. You don't do that. And you get closer to Allah. تقول واحد أنت you become closer than me. It doesn't work like that. You came early, you stood there. You are closer to the lecturer or to the sheikh or to the imam. You come early. Stand your ground يعني. Stand in your place. توسعش لحد. Why? وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال إذا قام أحدكم من مجلس ثم رجع إليه فهو أحق به. شايف أنا يعني people will think it's contradicting. أبو هريرة رضي الله عنه said رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم said if one of you leaves a majlis and then he comes back to it, he's the one should have it. ما يجيش واحد ياخد مكانه يعني. Nobody jump in it. But that is if a person goes to renew the wudu or something like that. مش يجي يحجز يعني come 1 hour early before salah. Some masajid like this, crowded. He comes and put the prayer rug. في الصف الأول كله prayer rugs, reserve. صحاب بقى. Friends كده مع بعض. You come today, you come tomorrow, he comes after tomorrow, but he reserved for all 4 of us. فتلاقي معاه 4 prayer rugs, شار جانماز, you put them beside each other. And nobody comes, محجوز, محجوز. الحرم بالذات, تروح الحرم, you will find that. Out of respect, we don't create issue. We don't, but no. But if that person is sitting there, I am sitting in this spot here, and then told the brothers, I will go do wudu and come back. مثلا, أو في some emergency, I'm coming back, then yes. Somebody can sit in it, no issue. Yeah, no problem. Until that person comes. When he comes, you move. أحق به, he came. So those hadith is a big proof that whenever you talk with somebody or anything like that, anybody can quote a hadith and say whatever they want. And people sometimes quote the same hadith to prove opposite ideas. Same one. Somebody come in this hadith said, whoever sits in a place, خلاص, first come, first serve. You cannot sit in it. So I come here for Maghrib, prayed, we leave my prayer rug, and then I go home, eat dinner, mashallah, and then come back, nobody should sit in my place. La. That's not right. If you say that, then you should, your position five times a day. Nobody can touch. لازم يكون في عقل فهم يعني understanding. You are not alone by yourself. This Islam is not centered around you. It is here to accommodate everybody. The only way that you become better إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم. Have taqwa to Allah and you want to follow the right way. Plus في إحسان أيضا. You have to have إحسان to your brothers and sisters. Even this is your حق. Sometimes you offer or you accommodate other people. Let them take your prayer rug and leave. Inshallah, when you come for Isha, try to come early. If you didn't come early, next day, sit from Maghrib to Isha. Nobody can move you from your place. If you sit five prayers in here, nobody can tell you anything. And you come for Salat al-Fajr, and then you stayed here, and you are reading Quran, and you are doing this. You come to your spot. No issue. Nobody will tell you, move يعني. But if you move to maslaha of dunya, don't expect your place to be reserved all the time. I notice people sometimes, they take a spot in the masjid, you see them for 10 years in the same spot. All the time. He comes early, he comes late, قاعد في نفس الspot as if it is his. And people develop the idea of nobody comes here, he's coming. He's coming. لا ساعات والله sometimes I tell people change this. Change it. لا صلي هنا مرة وهنا مرة. Pray here, pray there. خلي المسجد يشهد لك كده يعني. Let the places of sujood testify for you. ما يبقاش ownership يعني. Some people they want that ownership. Feel entitled. Some masajid ask me, can we design donations so they can have a special parking spot? I said, no, don't do that. بعدين بقى يبقى all the rich people have parking spots والناس الغلابة ما عندهمش شيء. And all the people who could not afford it, they don't have the prime parking spot. بعدين بقى we're into the prayer spot also. في business class وفي first class وفي economy. خليك انت في الايكونومي ورا يعني. From third line onwards that's economy. With big donors يقفوا ورا. يقفوا قدام. The big donors they stand in the front. ينفع هذا؟ لا يجوز. you understand why those etiquettes are there? To preserve everybody's dignity, to preserve everybody's humanity, to preserve everybody's brotherhood, to give credit to those who are excelling, to get closer to Allah. You cannot deprive them from that effort. You can't do that. You cannot deprive somebody who worked hard. ربنا سبحانه وتعالى he said يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا قيل لكم تفسحوا في المجالس فافسحوا يفسح الله لكم إذا قيل انشزوا فانشزوا ارفع الله الذين آمنوا منكم والذين أوتوا العلم درجات. All people of faith, all people who believe, if you are told to give space, accommodate, as long as it's possible. Yeah. Some place very crowded and people over give a space. Well, that's what the ayah says. إذا قيل لكم تفسحوا في المجالس فافسحوا يفسح الله لكم وإذا قيل انشزوا فانشزوا. Anybody understands that, understand the general meaning. عموم الآية يعني. So you have to understand if this عموم الآية, if people here came and this is gathering of advanced knowledge مثلا. and there is a kid coming or a person who does not have that, and they tell somebody, hey you, leave, I want to sit over here. Then he leaves. ما هو ربنا بيقول كده بقى. هو يعني الله said وإذا قيل انشزوا فانشزوا. واحد قال لك قوم وقف تقوم تقف. But that's not the intended meaning يعني. تفسح في المجال نتفسح. طب is there a place؟ يعني أنت مثلا there is a spot here, 5-6 people sitting in a spot of 2-3 people يعني. طب one comes there. يقول لهم تفسحوا يعجنوا بعض يعني. يعني they sit on top of each other. They become uncomfortable for you to be comfortable? No. Always the Sharia, when it gives you an order, you have to understand that this order within your capacity, within your ability. Don't take a zahiri كده, يعني don't take the literal meaning of the word, then you're going to have a problem eventually. Because one of the applications, one of the times, one of the circumstances would be very hard to practice based on the literal meaning. Then what are you going to do? يعني قل صدق الله, Allah is صادق subhanahu wa ta'ala. But whenever you come and say, oh, what should I do now? Oh, that's not what is meant. Exactly. That is why الفقهاء يقولون هل اختلفوا هل الأمر دائما على الوجوب ولا على الاستحباب؟ الجمهور أنه على الوجوب إلا إذا جاءت قرينة تصرفه عن ذلك. What does that mean? يعني every order comes from Allah, there's Rasul, do this or don't do that, it is a must. It's a wajib. Unless there is some explanation or some other hadith or some other ayah or some action of the Prophet or action of the Sahaba, something like that. And there is a list of things that telling us is not that wajib. It's not a wajib here, it's mustahab. Right? لا صلاة لجار المسجد إلا في المسجد. هذا حديث. It's a hadith. No prayer for the person who is the neighbor of the masjid except in the masjid. It's very clear. Now what does it mean? And your prayer is not accepted if you are a neighbor of the masjid except in the masjid. Clear? Understanding? Means if you pray other than the masjid, then your prayer is not accepted. But what if he's sick? Now we're going to make an exception. What's the dalil? You get the idea? So if you say al-amr al-wujub, yani it is a must here. طيب, what if he's at work? Because I'm the neighbor of the masjid, even I'm 10 miles away, I have to pray in the masjid? Another masjid or this masjid? Now we have to understand. That's why if you take something literal, when you apply in your daily life, you're going to get stuck. You're going to get stuck. So that's why the fuqaha or ulama, they read the other ahadith in the section, they read the other ayat in the section, right? They see which one came first, which one came second. Is this abrogated? Is this am? Is this khas? Is this muqayyad? Is this mutlaq? Now there is some work there. Some professionals working. Professional people working. You go to a mechanic, he'll tell you, something is like the catalytic converter. catalytic ولا catalytic ولا اسمه ايه يعني حاجة كده. Something كده بقى كاتاليستيك دلوقتي ما شاء الله. طيب ماشي. لا هو كاتاليتيك كونفرتر يعني. ف they tell you a name like this. يقول له يعني not big, not issue, no big issue. I'll fix it for you. But سبحان الله تيجي تلاقيه شايل كل الانجن. He took the whole engine out. ويحط الترانسميشن مش عارف فين. And then he changed a small piece like this. فلو قال لك هتتخض انت. If he tells you that I'm going to take the car apart and I'm going to do this, you're going to be scared. فالفقهاء هكذا قاعد شغال يعني he takes the engine apart, he does this piece and this piece, and number the pieces and which piece goes first, which piece goes second, عشان في الآخر خلاص give you the product. Yeah, ففي شغل يعني. There are other work. Sharia of Islam is a very comprehensive and covers all aspects of life. What is the proof for that? Allah Azza wa Jalla said في القرآن سورة النحل verse 89 ونزلنا عليك الكتاب تبيانا لكل شيء وهدى ورحمة وبشرى للمسلمين. And we send you the book تبيانا لكل شيء. يعني everything will explain, and guidance and mercy and glad tidings for the Muslimin. Somebody come and said, Quran تبيانا لكل شيء? Where is astrophysics in the Quran? في ناس غشيمة كده، عارف، في ناس يعني مخه تعبان. يعني القرآن shows me everything, right? طيب. If you go to somebody for a problem, you tell him, Allah Shaykh, I have a problem. I cannot focus on study. Cannot do this, cannot do that, this, that. He may tell you, repeat this lesson 5 times. You do this, you do that. That's what you're expecting, right? That's one solution. You go to someone and he tells you, I want you to go tonight, pray 2 rak'ah and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you ability to study. And then you go pray 2 rak'ah and then you find things happening. Did he give you direct thing about study? First one give you direct about study. Second one, he wanted to boost your spiritual things so you can focus. Right? واحد ثالث بقى يقول لك ايه؟ بس انت focus on yourself. سيبها لك مفتوحة كده. كل هذا تبيان يعني. Either he shows you exactly what you're looking or give you a helping factor to be able to look, right? Or frame your mind, give you a frame of mind to think. For remember, when you graduate, what you're going to be. Remember your success and he motivates you يعني. He did not talk about study at all. فالقرآن تبيانا لكل شيء. يعني ايه تبيانا لكل شيء؟ Quran showed us everything. يعني you find astrophysics. Oh, there is a section 5, surah this, verse that. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الأستروفيزيكس وما أدراك ما الأستروفيزيكس. وأنت عايز كده يعني. يعني you want to go there إن الأستروفيزيكس كذا كذا كذا. ده مخه ضيق. ده إنسان ضيق الأفق. Very narrow. بس you read the Quran وتجد أن الله عز وجل يقول فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون. بيان لك ولا لا؟ Did the Quran tell you how to find answers or not? Doesn't have to give you the direct answers, but tells you where you can find them, how you can find them. هذه الآية كل شيء. إيه رأيك؟ إيه رأيك في هذا؟ تمام. قال الله عز وجل وجعلنا من الماء كل شيء حي. يبقى every living organism has some kind of water or moisture in it. Go back and study, open labs, make research, make millions of papers. يبقى القرآن وراك ولا لا؟ القرآن told you or not? Yeah. He give you the line how you are created من نطفة ثم من علقة ثم من مضغة. And then people will make hundreds of researches about the stage of نطفة and about the stage of علقة. القرآن showed you or not? أيوة. يبقى فهمتم معنى تبيانا لكل شيء؟ يبقى هذه شريعة الإسلام فعلا تبيانا لكل شيء وهدى ورحمة. Someone comes to one of the صحابة يعني I think عبد الله بن مسعود. He asked him a مسألة. فعبد الله بن مسعود told him such and such. قال له هذا في كتاب الله? Is this in the book of Allah? طبعا عبد الله بن مسعود has the right to slap him يعني. But he didn't. وده يعني جهل. فقال له yes في book of Allah. قال له وريني بقى. يعني some people they come and they challenge you like this. يعني he's not coming to seek knowledge. No, he's coming to do something else. وأنا بنشوف الناس دي على طول يعني. We see those. يبقى واحد كده قاعد مجهز لك كده قاعد for a week or two. He's trying to ما شاء الله كده the idea in his head because of his tightness in the head thought that he cooked it very good. And he comes and they tell you, يا شيخ, is this possible? Yes. How about if you do like this? Is possible? Yeah. طب what if somebody show me بقى in the Quran? And he goes back and forth, reading the Quran. هي مش موجودة في القرآن. Now let me go challenge this guy now. And when you tell him the ayah of the Quran, he says, oh, but that is not what he's talking about. شفت؟ تعرف النية يعني. Now you know the نية. Then you tell him, do you know the meaning of this word? No, I said, this word exactly means what you say. Oh, really? Yes, خلاص, he disappears. You never see him again. Unless he comes you next year with another challenge كده coming برضو كده like now I found something. هذا من عمل الشيطان. That's opposite to etiquettes of seeking knowledge. That's why one of the etiquettes of seeking knowledge is to be humble. Is to be a student. Is to be needy. Is to say, يا رب علمني. يا Allah teach me. واتقوا الله ويعلمكم الله. Ya Allah, give me taqwa. Give me humility. Teach me from your knowledge. Ya Rabb al-Alameen. I'm nobody. I'm a jahil. Now you learn. Not from me. No. You are going to learn. Allah will use people like me and others to teach you. And Allah يحبك الآن. Allah loves you now because you put your head down. He came to Abdul Mas'ud, where is it? فقال له ألم تسمع قول الله عز وجل وما أتاكم الرسول فخذوه وما نهاكم عنه فانتهوا. أنا بقى حبيبي صاحب النبي. أنا بقول لك يعني whatever the prophet gives you, you take it. Whatever the prophet didn't give you, you don't take it. Is there an ayah of the Quran موجود فيها قال رسول الله? Is there a verse like this in the Quran? طيب يعني ما أتاكم من أين بقى يعني؟ يعني what the prophet gives you from where? From sunnah. شفت؟ يبقى موجود. وجاء واحد الإمام الشافعي قال له نفس الشيء يعني. قال له أين تجد هذا في كتاب الله؟ قال له نفس الآية وما أتاكم الرسول فخذوه وما نهاكم عنه فانتهوا. يبقى القرآن guided you to the sunnah. You don't have to find a direct آية كده telling you to do what. يعني ده فهم. طب في القرآن والسنة يجي واحد from the scholars of fiqh tells you that you should not do that. Where is it? في حديث؟ في آية؟ يعني أنا if I give you حديث هتفهم منه حضرتك يعني؟ You are going to. طب where is the قياس؟ Where is the analogy يعني drawing an analogy؟ ما هو ده من أدلة الدين. Where is the إجماع of the people that the practical consensus يعني. يعني everybody did it. يعني some people they come now and they tell you and pay attention to this because it's important now. It's going to open your mind different directions. But pay attention. يعني is the fact that the Prophet ﷺ did not do something and the Sahaba did not do something a dalil in itself not to do it? So how is a bid'ah is a bid'ah? He said, would you pay attention? أيوة. طب who came up with this? See now? Because now if you say the Prophet didn't do it, the Sahaba didn't do it, means anything anybody would do, and as long as the Prophet didn't do it, and the Sahaba didn't do it, يبقى it's a bid'ah. But if you say, not necessarily, there are things can be added to the practice. And that's what's called analogy. قياس يعني. يعني some of the ulama will say, this happened here, so this can happen here based on this. And this is like in Hajj, but we deduce a rule for the fasting. Or deduce a rule for prayer. On the account of, this is what happened in Hajj, based on this, we do this. في مسائل كتير في الفقه كده يعني. فليه person comes and says, where is the ayah? Where is the hadith? ما فيش لا آية ولا حديث. You then I'm not going to do it. يا أخي you're going to get a problem. You're going to get hardship. ما فيش فايدة. مخه يعني. That's why I was discussing with somebody last night and he told me why the فقهاء بيختلفوا. قلت عشان يريحوك والله. So they can give you some comfort. He said, I agree on one thing. I told them, then you're going to have trouble. If they all agree on everything all the time, then some of us will have trouble sometimes. Most of the time, actually. That's why whenever you are in a situation, you're going to find some opinion that accommodates you. لأن أنت مش طالب علم. You are not a student of knowledge that you look for the dalil. But when I look at the dalil, I have to follow the dalil that is strong. لأن now I can compare the dalils. And how do you look at this and this? Oh, I cannot just pick and choose based on convenience. But you know what? I'll pick and choose for you based on convenience. Can you believe that? Yeah, when I see what is more convenient for you, I tell you do it. Even if I give fatwa different, on my madhab is different. Or I go to the Shaykh in Masjid Bilal, he's Hanafi, ask him. And I don't know why you say something opposite to what I say, but for you it is all right. For me it is not all right. والمجتهد, the faqih who reached the level of ijtihad, he cannot follow except his opinion. Otherwise, what is the point of you going there trying to find a new fatwa? Then that fatwa, you'll be abiding by it first before anybody else. Otherwise, there is no point of you finding an opinion and follow one of the existing ones. So why did you come up with a new one? ملزم له. بس الإنسان العامي رحمة of Allah عز وجل that there is difference of opinions. يبقى معنى كده إنهم بيختلفوا. That's why ابن تيمية قال واختلافهم رحمة واسعة واتفاقهم حجة قاطعة. The agreement and the consensus of the fuqaha, the four madhab, so it becomes an argument in itself against you. If all of them agree on one thing, you cannot play around and say, oh, ما فيش آية, there is no hadith. these people كانوا بايعين فجل بيبيعوا فجل في الشارع. They were selling groceries in the street. ايه ده؟ When somebody was telling me, شيخ الأحناف they do this and this, I told them الأحناف دول came from where They're following who? They said follow Imam Abu Hanifa. I told them who's that Imam Abu Hanifa Till is the student of the students of the Sahaba. Student of the students of Sahaba. His teacher saw those who saw the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. You think somebody like that will try to make up a new deen أنت مش فاهم بقى دي مشكلة عندك you don't understand, that's your problem. That's why whenever an imam معتبر a respected imam come up with an opinion, even the majority see it as wrong, هو مأجور. He's taking reward for his opinion. You don't follow it, don't follow it. But if somebody follows it, inshallah على خير بإذن الله. So their intention was not to deviate people, astaghfirullah, معاذ الله. There are things like that. And this hadith especially, it's passionate for me because I see the way that people take the route of making themselves the judge of the tradition of 1400 years. Then they lose. Some people take the extreme right or extreme left. Extreme left, I will do tafsir myself. I will read myself. I will understand myself. بقى هو النبي He's his own prophet now. Well, that's what it is. If somebody comes to tell you كل هذا narration of hadith, those are people. وفقه, this is made up by people. ومش عارف ايه by people. طب انت how are you going to become a Muslim? Said, I'll read the Quran, I will do it. طب what is the need بقى for Rasulullah Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم? Quran is in Arabic and his Sahaba were Arab. He bring them the Quran كده زي التابلتس بتاعت موسى عليه السلام. قول here, understand it the way you like. مش انتوا عرب and this Arabic. خلاص. That's what everybody want to do now. I want to read the Quran, I want to do it. أنت من? Who are you? Who are you? لماذا بعث الله محمدا رسول الله سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم؟ لماذا بعثه الله؟ وأنزلنا إليك الذكر لتبين للناس ما نزل إليهم. شوف. We revealed for you so you can show them how to do it. So if you appoint yourself as the one who can understand, you are putting yourself in place of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then you see the irony of ironies. When a person does that, he wants everybody to adopt his understanding. The irony of ironies in the same kind of setting. He tells you أنا مش عايز أنا أبو حنيفة ولا مالك ولا دي لا don't أنا قرآن بس خلاص. When somebody else and said Quran bas khalas also, but he comes up with a different understanding, is not a good guy. But he follows your same method. Right? Should I give yourself that right? And then you read and interpret. Is this right for you only or for me also? Or for him and for her and for this child? If you tell me that child, he has to grow up, where did you bring this condition from? And the woman cannot, منين ده بقى يعني? Where did you come up with this rule? For some people, they want, my opinion is the opinion يعني. I have my own Islam بتاعي أنا يعني. My own pocket size Islam. عارفين في pocket size knife و pocket size phone و pocket size كده وفي pocket size Islam كده package. You open it, you inflate it, you live in it, then you fold it, put it in your pocket, and then move. معلش I'm funny sometimes, but I'm hurt. فيعني this is what people want sometimes. Very convenient, elastic, whatever it is. Very flexible kind of Islam. I blow it up bigger, smaller. هنا كده على البيتش قاعد في البارك كده. My Islam is mine. I can accommodate whatever I like. لا. Islam is what makes your relationship with Allah strong. So it has to be from Allah Azza wa Jal. And the way through His Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And through those who understand both the Quran and the Sunnah better than anyone else. Those are the ones we follow and trust. It's not because they are infallible, that they will make mistakes. But I would rather follow a system with a margin of mistakes than have a mechanism of mistake, strategy mistaking, wrong. It might work, it might not work. لا. والنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, he showed the Sahaba everything, and he showed them how to handle the Quran, how to understand the Quran. Well, that's a miracle in itself. In the 23 years, Sahaba did not only learn the Quran, they learned how to interpret the Quran, how to say these ayat. That's why Abu Dharr, radiallahu anhu, he said in the hadith, لقد توفي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. صلى الله عليه وسلم left us, passed away. وما طائر يقلب جناحيه في الهواء إلا وهو يذكرنا منه علما. And there is no bird flapping its wings in the sky except Rasulullah taught us some knowledge relating to it. What does he mean by that? يعني he gave us the keys of addressing things. لأن الله عز وجل يقول في القرآن وما من دابة في الأرض ولا طائر يطير جناحيه إلا أمم أمثالكم. There is no living form on earth or a bird flying with its wings in the sky except there are nations like you. هذا مفتاح ولا مش مفتاح? Is this a key for knowledge or not? يعني now they say ant colony and the lions is called pride and مش عارف ايه look like they name every group of animals a different name. Right? What is this under? They're trying to classify it as a different species. Yes or no? Didn't Allah say that in the Quran? Already? He said every kind of animal has أمم أمثالكم. يعني ايه أمثالكم? You are reproducing, they are reproducing. You have a system for a family, they have a system for a family. You live in an ecosystem, they live in an ecosystem. They have a beginning and end, they have a beginning and end. كده. يعني that's أمثالكم. في علوم بقى يعني under each one of those a science will develop. يبقى ذكر الله منها وذكر النبي منها أم لا؟ Yes. Not necessarily يعني رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم taught people mechanical engineering. ما في somebody smart guy will come like this يعني. يعني الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم taught people mechanical engineering. لا, he taught the people to be beneficial to the humanity around them. He showed the people that you look around and use what Allah Azza wa Jal gave you to help. He told us that. And then we found these things. And where are you going to bring the stuff يعني from space? You are using things that Allah created, using the brain that Allah created for you, the ability to think, using resources that Allah make available, put things together. يعني أنت بس it's like one of those assembly lines. يا ذكي يا حلو أنت. Smart man. You are just standing on the assembly line يا حبيبي. That's all. يعني you take Nobel Peace Prize and all of that. You are one guy in the assembly line. The parts come to you and you just put this you figure this out يعني. That's why Allah Azza wa Jalla said إن الذين تدعون من دون الله لن يخلقوا ذبابا ولو اجتمعوا له. وإن يسلبهم الذباب شيئا لا يستنقذوه منه ضعف الطالب والمطلوب. Allah summarized it. Can you create anything from nothing? يعني at the end of the day you use Allah's creation to make something new. Well, this is the whole idea. العلم موجود بس how you manipulate, يعني how you bring this beside this, then comes that. So you did not come up with something yourself. Can you create a fly? كن فيكون يعني? No. Bring all the labs in the world and tell them that you have all the equipment. Now produce a fly. You have 10 years. Just produce a fly without using any component from existing component. I have to find the cell. I have to find an organism. I have to find a molecule. I have to have DNA for blah blah blah, right? أنت عملت إيه من عندك يعني? What did you actually do? you played with something that Allah already created. يعني القرآن موجود فيه كل شيء والسنة موجودة فيها كل شيء. But you do not see it. When you don't see it, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. That's why our deen, mashallah, showed us all the big issues and shows us the keys of the details. Not necessarily, يعني somebody comes and said, Sheikh, is this drink halal? Yes. Then somebody comes next with lemonade. Can I drink, Sheikh, what about lemonade? Halal. What about pink lemonade? What about raspberry مش عارف ايه lemonade؟ نمشي على الليمونيد كله يعني. And then we enter the orange. بعد الاورنج enter the pineapple. Is this how to approach? Well, that's sometimes people think like that. People think about, I have to ask what is like that. But Islam gives you a key. Tell you الأصل في الأمور الإباحة. يعني every drink drinkable on the face of earth is halal unless there is something telling you haram. يبقى what is the right question? حرام ولا لا? Not halal or not. So Islam teaches you how. طب where is that in the Quran? القاعدة دي فين في القرآن يعني؟ مش موجودة. This maxim is not available in the Quran. الأصل في الأمور الإباحة. But the scholars understood that from the Quran that everything is created for you to use it so you can worship Allah better. Can I use anything? Now here comes the question. No, you cannot use anything, anytime, anyhow, anywhere. That is the reason, logic. For then those are the ones who see the patterns and they tell you what is halal and what is haram. You should trust. في process يعني. There is a due process that you follow. يعني when you enter a place and you find it filled, don't say يا فلان stand up and you sit in his place. لا. ولكن قل يا جماعة أعطوني space. Brothers تفسحوا يفسح الله لكم وتوسعوا. Because Allah said يا الذين آمنوا إذا قيل لكم تفسحوا في المجالس فافسحوا يفسح الله لكم. So you cannot take someone out from his spot just for you to fill it. طب انت ايه الفرق بينك وبينه يعني? What is the difference between you and him? If you find somebody in the الصف الأول, do not remove them or tell them stand, leave and you sit in their place. ماشي؟ وأما قول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم والرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم said ليليني منكم أولو الأحلام والنهى. يعني الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم he said the people of sanity and the people, older people, should be behind me. He did not say those people are the only ones should be behind me. يعني he's advising people to come early. You are حفاظ. That's why we're saying يا أخي حفاظ القرآن they don't come to the salah. إيه بقى يعني? They come late to the salah. مشكل. You come early. يعني you're supposed to be the ones in the first line. They come late and they find some younger people in the first line. They should not remove them. لأن النبي كان يمكن أن يقول لا يليني إلا أولو الأحلام والنهى. He could have said nobody behind me except the حفاظ. He didn't say that. He said حفاظ be behind me. And he's giving them encouragement to be behind them. But he did not negate the fact that anybody else can be behind them. But it's better that he wants those people behind him. وعبد الله بن عمر, he was a very shy, modest person, not aggressive. He feels very embarrassed if someone opened up a space for him when they see him coming. When he's an older Sahabi of Rasulullah, no, we can. He wouldn't take it. فيعني if somebody now is sitting in the wrong place, or he is going to have an issue or something like that, then you can tell him to move from the spot. Yeah. فيعني معنى الكلام in general, everybody تقرب إلى الله, يعني getting closer to Allah in His place, nobody should move them, but you request. You should what? Request. And of course, if I'm in my house, and then we have 7, 8 brothers, and then I tell my son to make the iqama or something like that. Then he comes and wants to be in the first line. I tell him, no, make your uncle stand there. فهذه from modesty, from teaching the kids etiquette and all of that. I want you also to pay attention to something very important. الحقوق والواجبات in relationships, they are only identified at the time of dispute. Pay attention again. الحقوق والواجبات, يعني no successful relationship is built on my right and your duties. Then we lose. ده وقت التنازع بس. يعني at the time of dispute, then what is your right and my right? What's your duty and my duty? لأن احنا متخانقين يعني. We are disputing, so that means there is an earthquake يعني. Then we are going to say what is your right and what is your right, what's your duty. The plane is about to crash. Then who's going to be in the exit? There's not time for discussion now. Right? The time for discussion is your assignment and my assignment. بس احنا بقى لنا good altitude والدنيا حلوة وجميلة the birds are chirping and everything. نيجي نقول حقوق والواجبات. يعني أنا I am seeing a brother, a man and a woman. ما شاء الله the man is serving his woman و carrying her bag و giving her this and that. يا أخي عيب عليك. No. She has to be, you have to push her like this. يا أخي هو راضي وهي راضية يعني. They are both happy. Let them. يعني هل الإسلام يقدر يقول أنت حق الزوجة على الزوجة is such and such. طب هو he wants to give her more. Woman cannot take 50% from the husband wealth. طب what if the husband want to give her 90%? نقول له حرام يعني؟ حرام, you cannot? Let him give. When do we say that this is not a good division? When they are disputing. She wants and he disagrees. He wants and she disagrees. Right? Then we say, what is your right? They will come down to the leveled ground. يعني. Common ground is, this is your right and this is your right. You cannot go below this. Now you want to go higher with إحسان. على السلامة. تفضل. Go ahead. يعني nobody will come and tell you, don't do this because this is over the duty. طب أنا عايز أعمل over the duty. أنت مالك أنت? I want to do more than the duty. Okay. But I want you to understand, any successful relationship is not based on rights and duties. تفشل على طول. Long term cannot sustain. Cannot sustain كده in the morning. السلام عليكم. Good morning honey. No, it's not my duty to tell you. It's not my duty to reply to you. ما هو فعلا كده. It's not duty يعني. It's not duty for me to do such and such. طب what about it's not my duty to do such and such. طب نعمل إيه؟ نتخانق بقى. يعني we leave each other. any relationship is based on that. فيعني if somebody come and tell a child يا أخي move someone older and older, and the child learns when he grows up. يعني ماشي. It's all right يعني. Don't say بس قال رسول الله don't move him. هذا إثم وهذا sin. يعني take it easy. Sometimes I want to teach the child also to be good. What if the imam make a mistake? What if the imam does this? Yeah. فيعني we have priorities in this. بس الحق خلاص. You came, nobody can move you from your place. Nobody can move you from your place. نقف هنا إن شاء الله. We'll stop here بإذن الله تعالى. And we continue more on this etiquette of majlis. Next week if Allah give us life inshallah. Well, I was very tired since yesterday. I think I pulled a muscle or something like in my back. فأنا because I did not يعني make arrangement. I prefer to come. Forgive me inshallah يعني for not being animated like I am every day. كده very nice and yeah. فادعوا لنا ان شاء الله. make دعاء ان شاء الله that هو في 5 pounds كده the minute I gain them my back start hurting. فانا I need to drop a little bit. الاكل حلو يا اخي والله. may Allah save us. صلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد.